What's up, everyone? Dreamkiller coming at you with another video. And this is going to be a very special video because today we're going to be talking about movies, but a very particularly special movie, one that's had a interesting place in my life, and that is the recent remake of It. But before we get into this review of this movie, a little history of my knowledge of It. Never read the book. Never read any of Stephen King's books. Don't really care for them. But when I was a kid, 5 years old, give or take, a very impressionable age. At a time when I was watching TV and my mother didn't really pay attention to what I was watching on TV. She just, there's certain things I was allowed to watch, certain things I wasn't allowed to watch, but overall she didn't really care. This as long as I didn't, overreact to certain things on TV. And so she was doing her own thing, and I was watching Star Wars on TV. Then after that was done, a miniseries known as It came on afterwards. And a story about these kids, a horror movie that, all this stuff, but one thing in particular that scarred me, was Pennywise the Clown, the focus of It. And, Tim Curry, his interpretation of Pennywise is memorable. And, nowadays, when I look back at it now, Tim Curry's as Pennywise is more funny than scary. But as an impressionable 5-year-old, when you see that, it kind of scars you for a good amount of while. His interpretation of Pennywise, along with Jack Nicholson's Joker, yes, don't judge me, those two things were prevalent in my disliking for clowns for a good long while. And so, yeah, eventually I grew up and everything, and I learned to live past it. Come rumors of swirling around that there is going to be a remake of It. And when the first trailers came out, I'm like, shit. This movie was pretty much coming full circle for me. Not to mention the fact that this is coming in 27 years later, when the original miniseries came out, which, if you know the whole mythos about It, the creature, Pennywise, he comes out once every 27 years, so it's kind of, a play on things and whatever. But yeah, this was coming full circle for me, and I was contentionally obligated to see this movie. So yeah, seeing all of this, my adulthood self was like, okay, time to go full circle with this and see this movie. But the kid in me was like, no, don't make me see this shit again, no! So yeah, the inner part of me was not looking forward to this movie. Even, I told my roommate to go see this movie. So, he was my moral support. And I didn't think I was gonna react that badly, even though I've heard from reviews that this was supposed to be the scariest horror movie to date, blah 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 blah. I didn't care, but inside I wasn't mentally prepared for this movie. But overall, was it a good movie? I'm happy to report that this movie's good. But, big but, it's not scary. It's more of a thriller than a horror movie. It's supposed to, incite intensity. But at the same time, even then, it kind of, even that's a little iffy at times. Basically, what people are interpreting this as, it's a mixture of Stand By Me with killer clowns. I've never seen Stand By Me, so I don't know. But, yeah, the thriller parts are there, but not that much. I mean, it just blends together the horror aspect of Pennywise, mixes together with these kids that are growing up, they're impressionable, they're going through life. This is also set in the 80s, so like 1989. So you get a big 80s vibe. It's a growing of age type of movie. And along with the horror aspect with Pennywise, you get these funny moments with the kids. And these kids, these child actors, God bless them, they are on point. They are the most accurate representation of what a child should act like in the 80s. Hell, a child in general, because, you know, you're a child, you're with your friends, you're saying all these crazy things, swearing a lot with your friends, and it's normal for a kid these days. I don't know about these days, because we live in a fucked up PC world, but that's another rant for another time. But yeah, that's how kids are supposed to act in that age, and I'm happy that that movie got that done so well. Almost to the point where it kind of ruined the thriller aspect of the movie, because you'll be seeing, you know, Pennywise causing all this crazy, horrible shit to happen, and then they'll cut to a next scene where it's funny and they're interacting, they're having fun, and you're like, what? So I think, you know, that's the one hindrance of this movie is that its pace is kind of off, because you'll have the horror, then you'll have the funny kids being kids type, and then you'll go back to horror. It's up and down, and at some point especially when it gets to the last 30 minutes, you're like, okay, can we just move on? Can we just move out and move on with this movie? That's the main issue with this movie, but otherwise, this movie is very, very good. The horror aspects are there, and again, the kid aspect, the growing age is there. And, you know, people compare it to Stranger Things, but what people don't understand, Stranger Things was kind of copying the Stephen King-esque stuff that, you know, most of Stephen King's books, movie-based books are doing. That's what Stranger Things was doing. So to compare it to Stranger Things, you're kind of, you know, throwing yourself off there, trying to compare it to that, because that was the whole point of Stranger Things, to be like a Stephen King type of movie or TV series. But yeah, so don't compare it to Stranger Things. Even though there is the one kid, I don't know which one he was in Stranger Things, and he is in this movie, but I don't know which one, so sorry. But yeah, this movie is good. I highly recommend going to see it, even though it has a lot of pacing issues. But let's talk about the big thing and what, you know, everyone's going to talk about. How is Bill Skarsgård, can't pronounce this guy's name. Bill Skarsgård, famous movie acting family. You know, his father is a big known actor, and so is his older brother. If you ever seen Legend of Tarzan, he's in that. And so another Skarsgård is in the movie business, portraying a well-known horror creature icon that is Pennywise, that was originally played by Tim Curry. And Tim Curry was very charismatic. He had a very strange charm to him as Pennywise. As a child, I didn't see that because I was too freaked the fuck out by his interpretation as a clown, as an evil fucking clown. But, you know, growing up now and seeing, you know, going back and seeing the original It, you know, it's charming. Especially, you know, it's hard to take Tim Curry seriously when he's doing stuff like this.
Yeah, Mike Hanlon said I had to go, said I had to get cleaned up. Tell it.
Yeah, can't take that seriously at all. Whereas, Bill Skarsgård, you got this.
Bill, if you'll come with me, you'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too. You'll float too.
Yeah, I don't like that. But yeah, and that's another problem too, is that unlike Tim Curry, you know, you can't automatically assume that it's an evil clown because he's so charming and whatever. He'll lure you in, whereas Bill Skarsgård's Pennywise, you know he's a fucking evil monster. You don't know what the fuck he's capable of. That's one thing. Kind of this interpretation, it kind of leaves you wanting more, because, you know, Tim Curry did such a good job making you think he's innocent and a sweet loving clown, where no, he's a fucked up demented monster. Whereas, you know, again, Bill Skarsgård did a great job. His performance was spectacular, and I have no doubt he had a fun job doing this. But, you know, you gotta make him tell right around, this clown is something wrong. You should back the fuck away. But yeah, I think Bill Skarsgård did a good job. And overall, this movie did a good job. It was a way more better, more horror-esque depiction of it than the original was, and I would highly recommend going and seeing it if you are hesitant to see it. It gets my thumbs up by far, and even Stephen King said this is the best interpretation of his original source. But to be fair, you know, most of Stephen King's opinions are bullshit. But yeah, go see it. Go see it. That's my mini review. It definitely left me remembering certain things about the original It that I wish I didn't have to remember. Oh yeah, we're getting a part 2. Because of course, you know, if you ever watch the miniseries, there's the adult aspect too, along with the kids. So we're gonna see them as adults in the next movie, which people said that's the worst part about the original It was the adults. So we'll see how they interpret that version of it sometime, maybe in a few years' time. I don't know when they're planning to do on the sequel, but yeah, the first time go, it is worth seeing. That's all I got to say. If you like this video, hit the thumbs up button because my channel grows because of it, and subscribe because, as always, I have many more videos to come like this. I'm Dreamkiller. Gamers keep on gaming, and moviegoers keep on rocking.